Alright, Lol XD, welcome to episode 31.
You bastard, you snuck that in.
Yeah, I did. I saw you click it and turn around, so I'm like, this is my only chance to do the intro. And
I gotta do it to Kock had to do it to him.
Yep. You had to do it to him.
Put up the picture of the gotta do it to him guy, but it's stone.
But it's me, so you're gonna Photoshop my face?
No, I'm gonna draw you as the...
No, do my body, but then use the picture.
Okay, use the picture of King Crimson screaming. Put the picture of King Crimson screaming up on screen.
This is when I walk in. Right when I open the door, I turn around and just see this.
Yeah, like I was just on V 4chan, and there was just a picture of King Crimson from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 5 screaming real loud. So I'm just gonna put him up on screen. Yeah, I already did.
What a character. What an amazing journey this guy. I have no idea what this character's about, so I'm not gonna say
all I know is that this character, basically, his ability is that he can erase time.
Erase time? That's pretty badass.
But, like, here's the thing. So, like, most people don't really know how it works. So the best way I can describe it is, like, so you know, like, there's the ability to stop time, right?
Yeah.
So, like, imagine someone's coming to punch you, and you stop time, right?
Like in Click with Adam Sandler?
Yeah, I get it. Sure.
That's how...
You're going to punch Adam Sandler in the big fat nose because he's going to make Click 2 and he pauses the world.
Hey, I would love to see Click 2, but continue.
I
know I might be in the not so popular area of I want to see Click 2, but, you know, join me. Continue.
Join me. So imagine you're about to punch Adam Sandler in the face. He pauses time. He moves out of the way. When he unpauses time, you're still going through with the punch.
Yeah.
You're still at the same moment where, like, your fist was about to hit his face, and then, like, you follow through as soon as time stops.
Right.
With erasing time, it's basically like, so you start the punch, and he stops time.
Okay.
And then he erases the time in between, so when he restarts time, you're already done with the punch. So instead of, like, he stops time, he erases it, so you've already gone through with the punch, you know?
Okay, well, let me ask you this. Why didn't he erase the time of him making that awful, ugly face?
For all you know, he could be right now.
Is this, like, before he erases time or after, and he's already, like...
I actually have zero context of this one clip. However, I do think it's really funny. So
you know what? I'm giving a homework assignment. Anyone out there who happens to look at this picture and know what episode it is, let me know, and I will actually watch the episode and try to get some context of it. If anyone can actually find it and message me and send it, or message, Korn.
All right, it's Korn and Kock scavenger hunt time.
Scavenger or homework time.
All right. Sorry, you Kock.
It's been a very weird day and a kind of a strange week for me. What about you?
It's been pretty good. Very special person in my life. As of today, March 6th, 2019, it's been 1 month since we made things official, so
nice.
That's pretty cool.
Biggest shout out.
If you're listening, I love you. You're the best. I mean it.
Damn it. There we go. Queefed in my hand.
You got vaginas in your hand?
Did you hear that? No, I can't. I can't do it now, but I said queef because I was watching a South Park last night of you see the one where they compare farts and queefs?
Oh yeah, and like farts are totally cool, but queefs are like fucking disgusting.
Yeah, and it's funny because you watch it and part of you is kind of like, yeah, queefing's kind of gross. But then you're like, well, when they're like at the dinner table, they're like queefing, it's like whatever. But like, when they're like, okay, let me admit, that girl queefing on Butters' face is, if I was Butters, I'd be pretty traumatized myself.
They put him in a hospital.
But also, if someone farted in my face, I would be very upset. But if a girl's gonna put a vagina in my face and queef, I think that would be way worse than a butt. It's just a butt, yeah, whatever. But that's a vajayjay. That's hardcore shit.
I beg to differ. I think the poo hole, the Albert poo hole coming at you, and going right in your face, cause like whatever. Like I don't really, queefs probably do smell, but I doubt they smell as bad as just like a greasy burrito fart. You know what I'm saying?
You know, I've heard this got really graphic and disgusting.
Sorry.
You know what? Well, it's early on. We'll get the gross parts out and move on. But I've heard queefs don't actually smell. They just make a noise. But it's like, and then you're like, what?
You're like, excuse me.
That's odd time.
Have you ever done the nasty with somebody, and like your wiener creates like an air pocket inside the vagoo, and as you're thrusting in and out, it goes like.
Okay.
Because
you could have worded that a whole lot. Why didn't you just say, "Yeah, has a girl ever queefed with you?" And then I could
No, because it's not really a queef. It's more like just like you've created pressure in the vagoo.
It's a queef. It's vajayjay.
In the vagoo.
In the vagoo. Mr. Magoo vagoo.
Mr. Magoo's vagoo. No, because I'm speaking from experience. That actually happened once, and I was like, I thought it was so funny that I just stopped. I had to take a minute to laugh.
You know,
and hey, and to be fair, she laughed too, so it wasn't just like, really.
Well, I think that's what I'm not gonna say that's what you're supposed to do, but I think that's it's a natural thing, and I think it would be a fairly normal response. Now, if you're gonna laugh and point, that's one thing, but if you're just gonna laugh, you kind of need to laugh at yourself. I mean, I've laughed.
Yeah, sometimes when you're doing the nasty, you just gotta, remember that that's another human being. It's not like this.
God, I hope no one in my family's gonna listen to this.
Yeah, same.
That's why, quick side note, part of the reason why I don't really share this on Facebook too much is a lot of my family's on Facebook, like my uncle, my aunt, my grandmother, even my mom. And if they were to just go, "Oh, it's Korn and Kock podcast, that's my granddaughter." Okay, God forbid my grandmother, sweetest lady ever, were to share it without listening on some of the shit we've said on here. It's like, listen to my grandson's podcast, and we're talking about queefs or whatever.
Hey.
It's like, what the fuck is wrong with your... Dude.
At least you can take solace in the fact that you are not insulting your family, and you are only speaking well of them on there. So at least if they listen to this, they'll be like, oh, well, at least you're nice.
We already talked about queefs and everything, so it's like they have to get through the queefs before they get to the apology.
Queefs before briefs, bro. I don't think that works.
No, I'm just thinking something. No, but to answer your question, it has happened to me once, and at first in my head, when it happened, dude, when you're doing the nasty, like you said, you're not thinking about the game, you're not thinking about what you're gonna have for dinner. You're not thinking about, I gotta get my oil changed tomorrow. I wonder when Jiffy Lube is gonna close. No, you're thinking about fucking.
Yeah, you're thinking about fucking.
So when something happens, when the doorbell rings or your phone rings, it takes like, 10 seconds for you to fully... Okay.
Maybe I should pick that up.
Well, when you're in the middle of it, you're like, what the fuck is that? Oh, it's my phone. Oh yeah, I'm doing this. Oh, my phone. You kind of have to... You're in a vulnerable state. It's like when you're taking a shit or you're in the shower, you're naked or your pants are down. So if your phone were to ring, you're like in extra panic mode because you're not just sitting with the clothes on, minding your own business. So when it happened, all I remember was I looked down, and I don't remember if I said this out loud or not, but I was like, what? And then she got mad, and that was the end of that. And I was just like, okay, I guess that's the end of that. And then it was later on, I figured it out. I'm like, oh, that's what that is. Okay. But yeah, I don't really think... I'm not going to sit here and be like, it's a natural, beautiful thing. It's not beautiful. Farts are funny, but they're not beautiful. Queefs can be funny, but they're not beautiful, okay?
Well, here's the worst part, is that, like, we can't like, fart at our dick holes, but women...
Where are you going to go with this?
I'm going to say, but...
Why the fuck would anyone want to fart out of their dick hole?
I don't know, because it's fitting.
And why did you say dick fitted? Why did you say dick hole?
Because...
Why didn't you say pee-pee hole? If we're saying vajayjay.
Why can't I queef out my fucking pee-pee wiener hole?
That's better. That makes a very gross topic somewhat bearable.
Okay, so guys can't queef out of their pee-pee wiener hole, but girls can queef out of their vagoo, and they can also fart. So they can do the double.
That's a double play right there.
Yeah, so like, they've got the upper hand when it comes to that. That's something that I will never, as a man, be able to achieve. Blowing air out of both my holes.
But again, would you want to? I mean, it's not like you can put that on your resume. If you're trying to get hired at the fucking in and out by your house, and you're like, oh, so Mr. Korn, I see that you can blow holes out of.
You can blow farts out your pee-pee hole and your butt at the same time.
At the same time, or one after the other?
Mind a demonstration, real quick.
Oh yeah. Oh cool, right on.
That was good.
Yeah, I don't think that's a talent you would want to have, and if you did have that talent, okay, I'm using the air quotations.
He's using air quotes next to the mic.
I don't even know if that would be considered a talent. It's not like you can show that at a party. Hey guys, check this out, or whatever. You know. I don't know. Is this a confessional? Have you thought about doing this late at night when you're trying to go to sleep? You're like,
I'm just like, man, I really wish I could queef out my pee-pee poo-poo hole.
I wish I could do that at both holes at the same time. Is this like your?
I wish I could pee out my butt. It's like, all right.
Oh god, I've been watching a lot of South Park lately, and
South Park puts your mind in a very dirty place.
It makes you think these guys are really stupid, but they're really smart at the same time. How's that possible?
I just really like the episode where the fucking water park turns into a giant piss abyss.
Oh, I saw that one recently. That was a good one. Like, look, don't get me wrong, but it's piss, but it's not like it's diarrhea or anything. Why could they not swim in it? Or touch it?
No, because the whole thing of the episode was that Kyle hated pee.
Oh yeah, that's
so right. Like they made him like drink pee in order to like balance out the like equilibrium in his body so he could go down and hit the switch. And then he drank the pee, and then immediately they were like, "We're here to save you." And he's like, "Fuck."
Yeah, I remember that. Or what South Park does that I really think is funny is they'll take real social issues and approach them in really stupid ways. I'm not even say relatable, because some of the shit's just downright gross or unrelatable. But remember the Human Centipede episode?
That one's like the best episode.
I love that because they say, who reads the terms of agreement on iTunes? Nobody. That's the point. And they took something that normal everyday situation, and then they turned it into Human Centipede, which I haven't seen that movie, but I've seen clips of it or the trailer. And yeah.
Shit, I have to shit.
Oh my, have you seen the behind the scenes when they were recording voices for that?
Fucking what?
They showed like the guys filming, you know, Matt Stone and Trey Parker doing the voices. It's like, it's so disgusting, and you can see their faces are so red from laughing because they're recording the Asian guy.
Oh.
Should I eat the cuttlefish at this?
The chocolate pudding.
Yeah.
Oh no, the vanilla pudding.
Or the vanilla pasta.
Cuttlefish, okay, down the hatch.
No, you have to do the, oh no, cuttlefish is about to come out of my asshole. Hold on, Kyle. I believe in you. Oh.
And then he vibrates.
And it's like his whole head is shaking.
Oh god.
That's the thing. They took a normal thing that happened to me once, and then they threw in shitting in each other's mouths, and you're like, what the fuck?
Okay. No, alright.
Okay.
Okay.
They did something else that I really thought was funny. Oh, did you see the sex addiction one? Where Butter sees a bush on a girl. Like a vagina, but with a bush on it.
Huh.
So they go to Kenny's funeral because he died of auto asphyxiation.
Autoerotic
asphyxiation. And then Butters is like, no, right there. That's what it looked like. And it's a bush. And he's like, but it's a lot smaller. Between right where the woman's crotch is.
I think so.
Yeah.
I vaguely. Kenny's died so many goddamn times. I like the one where they like made his death like permanent in big air quotes because he got like AIDS or something, and he just like passed away. And then I remember like 12 episodes later, at the end, he just walks from the side of the screen like, "Oh hey Kenny," and then that's the end of the episode. He's just back randomly, like nothing even happened.
You know,
oh, it's so good.
You know, it's ironic. The guys in Rush, Getty, Neal, and Alex, they're like best friends with Matt Stone and Trey Parker.
Is that why they were okay with them making fun of Rush in that one episode when Canada went on strike?
Yeah, in fact, Rush used a line from the Team America police movie. Did you see that one?
No, I haven't seen Team America.
I actually own it. It's like not that great, but there's a malignant narcissism.
Ah.
They took that instrumental It's a 2-minute instrumental, and there's a spoken piece of dialogue, which is, usually a case of malignant narcissism is brought up through childhood. They asked Matt and Trey Parker, hey, can we use this for a song? And they were like, yeah.
Oh, damn.
So they're like friends. And it's funny because they're Canadian. They're like the nicest guys ever. And in South Park, these guys are, like I said, really smart. But the shit they come up with on a weekly basis makes you question, why can't I do this shit for a living?
Seriously, just sit in a room and come up with fart jokes to go along with political commentary.
And another South Park thing, my dad doesn't really like, shows like that. So one time he forced himself to watch like a minute, and it was the Game of Thrones Black Friday.
Oh my god.
And the part that he saw, it wasn't even the worst part. It was one of the scenes where Eric's walking the guy's backyard, and he's like, I forgot which one it was, but the guy's like, get the fuck out of my backyard! And Eric's like, you dude, I'll take a shit in your backyard! And they're just yelling at each other. Yeah. My dad's watching it. And you've met my dad. Yeah. He's watching it, and he looks at me, and he's like, you think this is funny? And I said, yeah. Because I was laughing. I was really laughing. He's like, you think this is funny? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, why is it funny? And I was like, because it sounds like a little kid cursing, and it's just funny. He's like, okay. And he changed the channel. And then that was the end of that.
Wait, do you think this is funny? In a cosmic sort of way, yes.
Oh, God. But, yeah, South Park has really come through when I really needed to, I needed a good laugh. Wouldn't you agree? Because I've come over about a year or two ago. Remember, was it season 20, the whole election? Yeah. Remember we would watch each episode a week, and we'd get together and be like, dude, Skank Hunt, who do you think it is? And then we find out it's Gerald. It's like, oh, it's Gerald, what's going to happen? Oh, yeah. We would get together and talk about it.
That's right. Skank Hunt.
Remember that big fat guy? Skank Hunt.
Who did they think it was originally? Oh, well,
Eric. They thought it was Eric. Remember they took his computers and his electronics in the cabin?
Oh, yeah, and they destroyed it, but it was really Kyle's dad. It's like, Jesus Christ.
And he never got caught. Sorry, spoilers. If anyone watches season 20 of South Park, you find out at the end of the second episode. Because the first episode's the member berries. Yeah.
Remember? What a good time. Good times were had by all. I'm pooped. Still never watched Simpsons. Still probably never will.
You don't like The Simpsons?
I just never watched them.
It
has nothing to do with like or hate. I just never got around to it. That was like the one show that was like never on TV when I would like walk by while my parents were watching. So I'd just be like, whatever. Which is funny considering like South Park and shit have been like South Park and Family Guy and all those shitty shows have been
shitty show. Oh yeah, you don't really like Family Guy that much.
Well, Family Guy used to be funny. All those Seth MacFarlane shows used to be funny like first, second season. And then after that it's just like, hey, remember the time I shoved my head up a Cocker Spaniel's ass and out came Big Man? And it cuts to Big Man coming out of the dude's ass. And he's like, oh, Big Man! I'm the Big Man! And that's the whole joke. That's the entire joke. These people get paid thousands of dollars to write this shit per week. Isn't this great?
Again, look at South Park. I mean, I watched the Paris Hilton episode.
Oh my god.
Remember where they have a whore-off with Mr. Slave?
Oh yeah, and then he shoves her, he like literally
jumps
on her and assimilates her up his ass.
Yeah, Family Guy's gross and shocking.
She gets stuck up there with Lemmy Winks.
No, Lemmy Winks got out.
Lemmy Winks. Lemmy Winks.
Yeah, I mean, Family Guy may be gross and stupid, but, dude, the shit South Park has done and gotten away with is unbelievable. And I'm not even really talking about, like, the religious bashing. I'm talking, like, just flat out, these people are shitting in each other's mouths. Or in season 20, remember where Jared almost gets caught? And, because she's like, you like being peed on during sex? And he goes like, yes, I love it. And she's like, oh, why didn't you tell me? And then there's that scene where they're having sex and she pees on him.
Oh, God.
Yeah, it's like, oh my, jeez. I'm surprised they censor anything on that show. Except for that time they got threatened by terrorists.
Oh yeah,
Remember the
because
Muhammad
they
thing?
showed Muhammad,
Yeah,
or
so
they were going to, and then they just showed a black box that doesn't speak or do anything.
And they censored Muhammad's name, and then they censored Kyle's speech at the very end. Which I read the speech. It's not even that bad. I don't know. I really think Comedy Central gave in right there. They shouldn't have.
We are going to bomb the Circle K by your house if you do not comply with our demands.
No, they said they're going to bomb Comedy Central headquarters.
Oh.
So, I mean, but again, it's like, so now what? We're just going to listen and give in whenever they make a threat to bomb a Circle K on a certain block. Okay, we'll give in because we gave in to the other one.
We don't give in here at Korn and Kock. We don't give in to terrorism. Hey, Al Qaeda, ISIS.
Here's our address.
Hey. I want you to listen up right now. Osama's ghost. I know you're here. Listen up. What's up, dude?
What's on it?
What's up, dude? How you doing? See any cool? Did you see Enter the Spider-Verse? I didn't.
Enter the Spider-Verse.
Enter my Spider-Verse. Still want to see that. It's not in theaters anymore. But now this Lego Movie 2 is in theaters, and I kind of want to see it. But
I want to too, but I need to watch the first one again.
All right, you want to watch it?
Right now.
Yes, during the podcast.
Okay, we can either we can either stop it now, watch it, or we can watch it right now and record ourselves watching it.
But see, here's the thing. Then I would have to put the whole thing on YouTube and like have it really small in the corner so people could watch along with us, and then that seems like kind of a hassle.
You know what?
We could literally pause it, watch it, to come back and be like, all right, we just watched the Lego Movie.
I'm not really. I'm in podcast mode. I don't want to switch to. I don't want to start a podcast, switch to movie mode, then go back to podcast mode. God knows what's gonna happen. But you know what we should do? That reminded me. We should literally watch a movie, and record ourselves watching it. And like you said, have the little screen in the corner, bottom corner.
Well, that's literally only just so we don't get taken off of YouTube. Because if you like post more than like 2 minutes of a movie footage unedited, you get like
red flag.
They literally blacklist your channel and they send you to the gulag of YouTube, essentially.
They throw you into the deep web. You're never going to be found again.
No, the deep web is just where all the pedophiles and drug dealers live. We're not pedophiles or drug dealers. However, YouTube will probably hang us up by our testicles and then beat us with sticks like we're piñatas.
No, but if we were to watch a movie, what movie would you want to watch?
Oh, definitely Half-Baked.
Half-Baked? Really?
No. Isn't that a Dave Chappelle movie?
Yeah, Dave Chappelle, Jim Brewer.
We gotta watch We Gon' Get You, Sucker.
What's that?
You've never seen We Gon' Get You, Sucker?
No.
Oh my god. It's this movie just like about these guys in the hood, and they're like, something happens where these gangsters like kidnap somebody and they like get it's like a comedy movie, but it's like it's also kind of like actiony. It's kind of old. Zane has it. I could have sworn.
I'm not surprised Zane has it.
Yeah, well, that's where I saw it from. Or we could watch like The Big Lebowski.
No, you know what we need to do? We
What?
need to find the shittiest horror movie we can find.
Rubber.
Oh yeah, I thought of Rubber, and then I thought of a really random one. Leprechaun in the Hood.
In the Hood.
That's the movie title. In the Hood. I
my
kid you.
God.
I shit you not. Look it up. It's called Leprechaun in the Hood.
I don't wanna see that movie.
No, you know what? I had a tradition with a old friend of mine. For 2-3 years I did this. At Christmas, I would go to Zia's. I would find the shittiest horror movie I could find, buy it, and then give it to him. And sometimes he'd keep it. One year he gave the movie back. It was so bad. You know what movie it was?
What movie?
Blackenstein.
What?
I was at Zia's and I was walking around, and in the little dollar bin section, I found this movie. It said Blackenstein, and I picked it up and I looked. It was this old movie from the 70s that was made on like a $700,000 budget, which is like $15 in, you know,
today's standards.
Well, even back then, it's like a movie. Even that cheap is still like they shot it over a weekend in somebody's backyard.
Right.
So I looked at it, and it's like this picture of this black dude with a huge forehead and this black lady, and she's like, yeah. So I looked at it, and what was the tagline? It's like, it's gonna take a lot to take this mutta down or whatever. I don't know. It's really dumb. So I was like, oh, I'll get this for, him. And I gave it to him. He watched it the next day and he brought it back. And he's like, take this. I don't want this shit. I'm like, it's not even that bad. You want it? And he's like, no. Have you seen it? And I said, no. And he's like, watch it and let me know what you think. And I'm like, all right, I'll watch it. It was pretty bad. I mean, this thing, it was made in like 1972 or 73. So the camera, like you say, filmed with a potato. Mm-hmm. Well, that's a good thing. This thing was filmed with like a empty bag of Lay's chips. This thing is bad.
Oh God.
like really bad. And the people were so quiet. They would literally like they talk like this. You couldn't really hear anything. Everything was like really quiet. So you had to like turn the volume up on the TV to 100, and it was so grainy, and the effects were so bad, and yeah, it was really stupid. So eventually, I took it. And I came back and I was like, yeah, it's pretty bad. So I just carried it in my backpack. And then I was in English class and I mentioned it to a friend and he's like, wait, I love that movie. And I'm like, you do? And he's like, yeah, I really like that movie. I wish I could get it. And I'm like, do you want it? He's like, yeah, do you have it? And I said, yeah, take it. And I gave it to him. And then that was the end of the Blackenstein era. What a fucking G. You're gonna get that though, right?
Yeah, I'll wipe it. Sorry, there was a bug on my ceiling crawling around like it owned the place, and I'm sorry. I took my index finger and I wiped it.
You paying rent to walk on the ceiling?
I Thanos'd it.
Yeah. So apparently, Blackenstein.
Chalk that up on the list of things I'll never see in my lifetime.
That movie's so bad. I would not want to watch it.
Have you ever just sat and thought about just the fact that so much bullshit has been made in this world? Comic books, TV shows, movies, books, just any form of media. And we as human beings, literally there's so much that even if you spent every waking moment of your life from the day you were born till the day you died doing it, you wouldn't get all of it.
That's interesting you say that, because I once thought, how long would it take to watch every movie released in the 80s or the 90s?
Well, in the 90s, that'd probably take 30 years.
Yeah, and it's interesting that you say that. Sorry, I'm getting...
Because, what do you consider movie releases? Do you mean only big blockbuster? Or do you mean literally every piece of Bollywood media?
Every single movie that was in a theater, whether it be for 6 months or a week, just anything. Because straight to DVD, yeah, I guess you gotta count that. It's a movie, it's a production, it costs a lot of money, so I guess you'd have to add those in too. But I'm talking these movies that you've never even heard of before, like Blackenstein, that would count.
Yeah.
It was in the 70s, or Mikey in the 90s.
Mikey.
You know what Mikey is?
No.
Oh, so there's this list on YouTube. It's top 15 banned movies in the different countries or the world, and number 15 was Mikey, and it was banned in some countries, maybe even...
Oh, I thought you said band. I thought you meant musical band.
No,
you mean banned as in you can't watch it.
Yeah,
Catcher in the Rye.
No.
Or Star Wars Episode 3.
Episode 3. No, but Mikey, it's literally just about a kid who just kills people.
Oh.
But yeah, and apparently it was so bad it was banned. But you think, dude, how many movies do you see killer kids? What about this movie is so bad?
Right.
And they showed a couple scenes, and it was made in the 90s, so it didn't really look that great. And the budget was really small. And there were other fucked up movies on there too, like Antichrist. You can probably imagine why that was banned. And a Serbian Film.
Oh, so...
Which, if you want to read a plot synopsis and go, what the fuck was wrong with these people? Read about a Serbian Film.
That's the title. A Serbian Film.
Yeah, it's literally called A Serbian Film. It's really fucked up.
Are we talking mother eats her newborn baby in front of the doctors who just delivered it fucked up? Or are we talking about
You're actually kind of close.
Wait, really?
Okay, you know what? I think the worst part of that movie, the whole movie's about this porn star who retires, but he's so he needs money, and this weird porn director comes out, and he's like, hey, I'll pay you millions of dollars if you're in my movies. And he's like, okay. And basically, it's just him having sex with people who were just raped, dead bodies, and all this stuff. So it's almost like a snuff film, but whatever. And
wait, like are they real?
No, it's all fake.
Okay.
But in the movie, it's supposed to look real. And there's a scene where the director's trying to show him this new genre of porn, and he shows this clip of this mother giving birth. She gets raped while she's giving birth, and then right after she's done getting raped, again, very graphic podcast we got going on.
Yeah, this is the graphic podcast. Sorry, put up like an 18+ warning at the front. Yeah.
For this colorful podcast we always do, this is a very dark podcast.
Yeah, this is the edgy teen episode.
Yeah.
If you want to get your edgy teen angst out because your mom took away your Xbox over the weekend, this is the place to do it. Korn and Kock.
Oh,
anyway,
fuck.
continue.
So she gets raped while she's giving birth. Then after she's done getting raped, she gives birth. And then this guy literally has sex with this newborn baby.
Okay, that's fucked up.
And then the
the
guy is like, no, fuck that. And then he leaves. And then the director goes, no, it's a new genre, newborn porn. And then that's the end of that. And then they go to the next movie.
Oh, that's disgusting.
Yeah, and then I read the whole synopsis. That's the worst part of that movie, but it's people die, blah blah blah. He's just
This isn't even like really fucked up, but it's just funny how like this movie was made. Have you ever seen Tusk?
No, but I've seen parts. I saw the trailer and I saw the ending.
Yeah. Well, basically, for those who don't know, Tusk is like this short film. It's not feature length.
Oh, does it?
I don't think it.
I thought Kevin Smith did that, right?
Did he do it?
I think so.
I don't know. Well, point is, all I know is that the movie is about this guy who's like a blogger online, and he goes to this guy's mansion to like get an interview with him. And I don't know what the guy was. I think he was like a famous sailor who like was the only survivor of like this ship sinking or something, or like he survived out in the Arctic for like 10 years by himself. And he's drinking the tea that the guy brings him, and then all of a sudden, I'm kind of woozy, and he passes out, and he wakes up on an operating table, and like his arms and legs have been amputated, and like the man is literally turning him into a walrus.
Yeah.
So like the whole movie is like this guy, he's like trying to escape. Like there's this once, okay, it doesn't happen right away, but like there's this, after he gets drugged by the tea, he wakes up in a wheelchair, and one of his legs is missing, and he's like, what the fuck happened to my leg? What did you do? And he's like, there was a brown recluse spider that stung you. I had to amputate your leg before the venom spread to the rest of your body. And he's like, the fuck? The fuck? And then he passes out again, and then he's like trying to get to the phone, but then like the guy knocks him out, and then that's when he turns him into a walrus. And basically it's like, the whole movie is like, Johnny Depp is in that movie.
Oh, I think I read that there's some major actor in it.
Yeah, Johnny Depp is in that movie. He doesn't play a big part, but he like shows up. And like basically the whole movie is that the guy is getting turned into a walrus, and he like has to deal with being turned into a walrus while his friends try to find out where the fuck he went.
Isn't Macaulay Culkin in it?
Don't think so.
Oh, no. The kid from Sixth Sense.
Maybe? Point is, so like the whole reason, you might be wondering who the fuck sick bastard thought this up. And the movie was based on a podcast that someone did. And like this is like something that they like made a hypothetical, like what if some guy turns you into a walrus or something? And then they literally turned it into a movie. So
that's kind of cool but kind of dumb.
I propose someone pitch a story on Korn and Kock to an up-and-coming film director and turn it into a movie.
A Korn and Kock feature-length episode.
Dude, do you know how fucking epic that would be? You go to like the indie film theater, wherever it is, like, because every town has like
people boo our movie.
They're just not one that we produce. One that like is produced in our name.
Oh my god.
So it's like we're there at the opening night and 3 people show up, including us.
Yeah, it's me, you, and then Zane can't because of his job.
No, it would definitely be like
Alex
Joe from Walmart.
No, it'd be Alex Biankin, and then he'd just make fun of it the whole time.
He gets up halfway through and leaves. He's like, "Hey, I'm sorry, but fuck you.
Yeah, that or he'd be like, I'm gonna go get some food, and then just doesn't come back.
What movie would be made out of any of the stories on our podcast?
Yeah, you know, I want to see somebody's interpretation of us going through the Dutch Bros drive-through backwards in a minivan. Just see their artistic interpretation, how they would film it, how they would write the script out. I would like to see that little short film, you know, of 10, 15 minutes.
Korn and Kock hits the silver screen.
I don't remember how we started doing that. It was like one day we just started going in backwards.
It was a glorious day. I was talking to special someone, love you, the other day, and I told her about.
Told him.
You know, I don't want to say them because then it's like, oh, well, you don't know. I know what her gender is. She's a girl, obviously. I ain't gay. Point is, I told her. I almost said them again. I told her.
Told them
how Stone and I were the kings of that Dutch Bros, and how when we backed into there and they heard that beeping, no matter how many cars were in line, they knew. They fucking knew to have our drinks ready by the time we got. Every time. It was so good. They were like, hey guys, just the usual tonight? And we're like, yep. And then they just hand us our drinks and, No.
One time we went, they didn't even say the usual. They just handed us our drinks.
Well, no, that's what, no, like, the usual as in what we're doing.
Well, one time we went, I think it was just the two of us, and I pulled up to the window. They literally she just handed our drinks.
No, I saw the drinks. They were at the window before we even pulled up.
Yeah, exactly. And they didn't even make sure that was what we wanted. They just knew. They just handed us our drinks, and then we just made our typical small talk of going in reverse. And
the thing is, I think a big thing that helped that is that we were there literally like every night of the week.
Yeah, I think
for like 2 months straight.
Yeah, that kind of killed the car, but it was kind of worth it.
It didn't kill the car. What killed the car was that drive up north.
Well, it put miles on it, and it kind of shortened up the. Well, you do that with any car. The more you drive, the shorter you're making the car's life.
Well, I mean, then what's the point of driving a car if you're not going to drive the car?
Well, I was explaining to my dad about, you know, my car. He's like, you drive a lot. And I'm like, yeah, well, nobody else wants to drive, you know, except for me. He's like, why not? And I'm like, because then it usually turns into like a half-hour debate. It's like the presidential election of watching these two go back and forth, whoever it is. And that's when I usually step in and go, let me just do it.
It's not going to be Russell. It's not going to be Russell.
Well, it's not Russell. It's like everybody. Nobody wants to drive. It's like, why?
I don't mind driving every once in a while, but it's also like my car has 250,000 miles on it that I didn't put, that the old man before me put.
The old man.
So it's like, yeah, he also hit a dog with his car and ruined the bumper, so it looks shitty. I'm pissed. Ooh! Started my new job at Starbucks. I know how to grind coffee. I know how to brew coffee. I know how to serve coffee. I know how to froth milk. I am a genius.
Let's see. My Diamondback job is starting up.
Oh yeah, spring training. So you're getting ready to work at the stadium more.
In fact, I put my availability in for April, and
the
Yankees are coming to town.
Oh, cool. So you can boo them.
Yep. They're playing 4 games, 2 in Arizona, 2 in New York, and I made it a tradition. I think the last 2 times they've come to Phoenix, I always buy tickets and I always go and I gotta boo them. I don't really, I boo LA. But they play here all the time. New York comes here once every 3 to 6 years, and
so that's a real special occasion then.
Oh yeah, I really need to buy my tickets, but I'm only gonna buy 2, and I'm really debating who I want to bring. And I want to make sure that they're going to boo with me. Because I don't want them to be like, yeah, let's boo them. Because I will boo them. And I know some people out there don't want secondhand embarrassment. But no. Fuck the Yankees. I'm booing them. Yeah. Use that soundbite. I hate the Yankees. I'm going to boo them. And I go and I actually boo them. I remember, ironically, the last 2 times I've went, I happened to sit in the Yankee section.
Okay.
So.
When you become a teacher one day.
What?
Are you going to have, like, a big Yankees flag in your room with, like, a huge X painted over it? Just, like, on the side wall, and then all your students are going to be like, what the fuck is this? And you're going to be like, okay, let's start from the top.
Let's start. No, you know what I should do? I should wear a shirt with the Yankee thing, but with a,
My name is Mr. Cockler. Yes, that is my last name. Don't wear it out. Second, fuck the Yankees.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, Yankees and the Dodgers. So it's just a tradition. So I really got to go and get my tickets because it's only 2 games, and then it's going to be at least 3 years. Because in 3 years they might play only in New York, so it could be 6 years. So it's a special occasion. Last time I did it was in 2016. Put this in retrospect, I was still with Andrea. If you can remember how long ago that was.
Oof.
And I remember we were in the outfield, and there were just a bunch of Yankee fans, and game started. Someone was like, "Let's go Yankees!" The chant was like, "Let's go Yankees!" Well, when they were clapping, I would yell at the top of my lungs, "Yankees suck!"
Nice.
Loud, and some people were like booing me, and I'm like, "What? Yankees suck!" And thank God, Diamondbacks beat them like 11-2. And every New York fan, it just started to leave, and pretty soon it was just me and Andrea, and then 2 or 3 other Yankee fans, and all Diamondback fans. And I'm like, where'd all the Yankee fans go? Oh, this isn't New York. You don't have to leave to beat the traffic or whatever, beat the crowds. This is Phoenix. Where you guys at?
Right.
So I need to bring someone who will actually boo them with me. They don't need a reason. They just need to boo the Yankees.
Boo, you stink!
Don't do that.
Sorry. Boo, you stink!
That's pretty good. Do you have any traditions like that?
Do I have any, I don't go to baseball games.
Well, no, like traditions like you do once every year, once every couple, 2-3 years, like I do.
Well, I didn't do it this year, but I'm going to do it again next year. I make it customary on February 5th to go out on a bike ride, 5 minutes before 10 a.m.
I think I know why.
Because that was the day on 2016 that I got hit by a car.
Yeah, okay.
On my bike, on my way to work.
You know how I remembered that?
How?
I remember the picture. I remember the phone call I got. But I also remember we went to In-N-Out, and I took that picture of you, and you posted it on Instagram.
Yeah, well, I was, cupping my hands, one in, a cat, one in a sling, and the other one, wrapped in my jacket weirdly, and I was like, is that Wayne Grant?
No, is that Larry Fitzgerald?
Yeah, right.
In fact, I'm going to get that photo up. No, I like it because it's like Larry Fitzgerald. You look like you're pointing at yourself. You're not even, trying to, attempt to catch anything.
Right.
I don't know. It's just a funny photo.
It was funny.
But I remember seeing the date. Yep, here it is. Oh, it's not black and white.
Is that Larry Fitzgerald? Yeah, that's the day.
Yeah, February 6th. Still haven't paid my taxes. Yeah, I did the hashtag thing.
Oh, yeah, because on Instagram, I did a funny thing where I would use really long hashtags.
That hash was cool, but not as cool as Alex Korn. Okay.
Yeah, basically it was just this object or idea, the abstract idea is cool, but it's not as cool as Alex Korn, aka me. Yeah, I don't know. So, I just bike around on that day to see if the magic gets recreated. Because I'm not gonna lie, that day might have been really shitty, but
it could have been.
It was an adventure. That day was an adventure. For the record books.
Well, you have to remind yourself, it could have been a lot worse. In fact, when you called me, I thought you were you got hit, and you were lying on a sidewalk in the middle of the street, going hey, I know I could have called someone else, but I called you first. So get over here and help me. And I'm like, well, what the fuck? No, but then you explained everything.
Yeah. I've talked about that on Korn and Kock. I must have.
I
think on the last podcast, one of the podcasts, I talked about how, it was just bullshit how I had to wait in the urgent care. And, an old man with a bladder infection came in and they saw the doctor before me. Even though,
yeah.
My arm was swollen like a sausage.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, that's kind of one of the perks when you get older. Sometimes when you're older, you kind of jump right to the front. Or they go, you're old, you're going to die anyway, so back of the line, buddy. So, I don't know.
Out of the car, fellas.
Sometimes I look forward to getting older, and sometimes I don't.
I thought about this today.
What?
And I don't really mean this to say, be depressing or, oh, woe is me. But I really, sat down and I thought, and I'm like, what's the point of life? Like, I just kind of thought about it, and I'm just like, so you go to work, and you make money, and then you make more money, and then you can, like, live. But what does living mean? Like, just doing what makes you happy? So then you do things that make you happy, and then you just get old, and you can't do all the things that you could do to make yourself happy anymore. Well, you can still do some things, but you can't do a lot of them. And then you just wither away, and you die. And then what? Like, I just kind of thought about it, and it was... I don't know, it was the first time I actually processed the whole thing in my head, and I just thought, maybe I should get my shit together. So at least these next...
When was this?
This was like literally like 10 minutes before you showed up tonight.
Dude, you know how weird that is? Because that's literally exactly what my dad was talking to me about. You know how I said I was going to be here? Did you see the video I uploaded?
Yeah,
okay.
ADD. Drum cover, ADD, System of a Down, Stone's new drum cover. Check it out.
I didn't mean to self-advertise.
Who fucking cares?
You know how I feel.
Watch Triple Backflip.
Well, so I covered that song, and he watched it, and I think I've said it before, but my dad, I remember way back when I said I was listening to System of a Down, he warned me. He's like, careful with that band System, you know, they're kind of anti-American. And I'm like, why? And why do you say that? And he's like, well, they have the song called Jet Pilot, and I think it's about 9/11. And I'm like, no, they released that album a week before 9/11. And he goes, oh.
No.
Well, they're still Armenian, you know, just be careful. I'm like, okay. So he watched it, he liked it, and he says, ADD. And I'm like, yeah, American Dream now. And then he goes, this is where I really should have. When your dad asks you this, try to leave. He goes, do you know what the American Dream is? Or do you know what I think the American Dream is? You know that's a telltale sign.
Sitting down after your 9-to-5 job with a beer, watching the game.
Yeah, that's pretty much what he said. But not in a fun way like that. In a very, you grow up, you work, and then you die kind of speech. Oh. And that's why I was kind of standing there. I was standing there with my charger, my keys, my Pepsi, standing there.
My Pepsi.
And, well, the Suns game was on, and he's just going on and on.
That's the basketball team, right?
Yeah, the Phoenix Suns.
Okay.
They're doing terrible.
They're doing terrible.
Yeah, so it's ironic that you said that. But he said this really interesting analogy that he came up with about 10 years ago. You know what he said?
Let me hear it.
He said, life...
It's like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get.
Life is like a box of chocolates. You eat it and you throw it away. No, he said 10 years ago he realized life was kind of like you're in a boat and you're paddling upstream. And you're in your boat and you're going... The current's taking you one way, and you're going the opposite. So you're going against the current. You're going. You look over, and you're still stuck at the same tree. And you keep paddling and paddling. You're going hard. You're not sinking. You're not in the water. You're afloat. You're dry, but you're not getting anywhere. But you got some guy in front of you walking, saying, if you keep working, you know, you'll get there. Just keep going. Just keep working. You know, kind of feeding you this idea of the American Dream, but you keep looking at that same tree and you're like, I'm not making any progress. Look how... I know I'm waving my arms like this.
Yeah.
But you're like, oh, look how hard I'm working. And then he said, and this is how he ended it. He says, then you're 65 and you find out you have 6 weeks to live because of cancer. And you go, that's life, really? So it's just ironic that you brought that up.
From queefs to life philosophy.
No, from queefs to a Serbian film to... The American Dream.
This is what you get on Korn and Kock, folks.
What the fuck are we going to call this?
Complete 180s. We're going to call it King Crimson Goes Upstream.
No, we have to, like, well, not really, but we should have some kind of, like, 18 plus sign, because this is easily our most graphic. I mean, we've talked about poopy, gross... I told that story of how my sister threw up in my mom's hands. Oh, that's gross. That's
Halloween
eating.
episode!
No, that's gross. 10.5. That's gross. Why did you say that, Stone? But, dude, did you not hear what I said about the Serbian stuff? Like, fuck. I think you'll take the throw-up story 1 billion times before you take the other one. Can you imagine watching that? Can you imagine, like, with your girlfriend, you're like, hey, it's Netflix. What do you want to watch? Oh, a Serbian film. 5 minutes in. All right, let's bail on this.
Okay, I don't want to be your girlfriend anymore.
Yeah, good times. Not watching that movie, never seen it.
Yeah. Oh boy.
Fucked up.
It feels good to have somebody waiting for you.
Hopefully they're not waiting to watch the Serbian film with you.
No. Hopefully not. Watch, she's gonna watch this and she'll be like, "Hey, Alex, first thing we're doing," and she like holds up the DVD that she found in like some fucking Goodwill somewhere. Oh man. Have you ever like cracked your toes like you crack your knuckles?
Sometimes.
Feels really good. And what else feels really good?
Rat.
Well, actually, you know, it would be cool if people submitted more Korn and Kock questions.
I said, do we have any questions?
Let me check.
Can we make up our own questions?
We could. We'll do like a quasi like Korn and Kock question. Over 1 year ago. Holy fuck.
Holy fuck.
That was a long ass time ago. A long ass fucking time ago on a podcast called Korn and Kock.
Oh, I'm looking forward to the 2-year anniversary of what song rendition we're gonna get. Because earlier today I was in my living room and I watched the 1 year, 1 day anniversary. And it was the... I can't do it. But it's like... How did it go? I see
corn of red. Purple cock too.
I'm looking forward to the 2-year anniversary of what song we're gonna do. Is it gonna be 36? Or some system song.
Look, hey, I don't know if we've answered these before, but just in case, like, we're just gonna do it because we probably have a different mindset than we did. Because like, I actually can't tell where was the last thing.
You know what? Let me say, one of my top 10 moments of doing this podcast involved the questions. Remember which one?
Which one?
It was not too well. It was like episode 20, mid-20s. Someone asked a question, and they're gonna laugh when they hear this. Someone asked the question. This is for Kock. Stone, what's your favorite moment? Oh, no. If you could go back in time and watch any moment, but it couldn't be the Diamondbacks winning the World Series, what would it be? And you were reading it, and when you said, but it couldn't be the Diamondbacks winning the World Series, I was completely shocked, and I yelled out, I was like, what?
What?
Did they actually say that, or are you just saying that? He's like, no, and you showed it to me, and I'm like, that son of a bitch, that's what I was gonna choose.
That son of a bitch!
That's easily in one of my top 10s, because I was not expecting that.
Alright, anyway, it's been a while, so let's hit you with the first Korn and Kock question time of 2019. Woo! There it is. We're playing the little graphic. Gotta wait for the Price is Right theme to stop. I love that jingle. Yeah, dude, it's a great jingle. Alright, let's, what do we got? Okay, so we've only got, like, whatever. Are you very keen on poster board, or perhaps a nice book?
A book. What's poster board?
Poster board is like that shit that you get in, like, elementary school, where you do your science project on, like, the trifold board, and it's like, do plants love... And then it's like, you do, like, a hypothesis and, like, a control group, and then you're like...
Does listening to heavy metal actually kill plants? Whatever.
Do you sometimes just sit there and think about life? Well, yeah. I mean, if you go back literally 10 minutes in this podcast, you'll get your answer there.
10 minutes is like 7.5.
Is cock, with a K, is cock rod a synonym of dick pole?
I'll get back to you on that.
What do you think it all means? Is living really worth it? Again, we just answered that like 10 minutes ago.
Well, they didn't listen to this. It's not like they wrote these questions.
Yeah, that's true. These have been sitting here for a while. By the way, send us more questions. We'll answer them.
Please do. Also send us money.
Yeah, sure. I'm going to open up a Patreon, and if you send me $1, I will send a picture of my spit on the floor.
Don't you like how I don't advertise my drum cover channel, but I keep asking for money?
Yeah, right.
What else we got?
Oh, what's the point of doing anything if we're just gonna die anyway? God damn it, dude!
Dude! Is there some kind of theme going on here?
I think the same person wrote those 3 questions. I'm not even gonna read this one. Death is inevitable. God damn it!
Death is inevitable?
Death is inevitable. Do you think we should just get it over with?
What the fuck is going on with us? Can you guys like message one of us and like talk?
Do you need help? We're here for you.
Yeah, like we don't do this just for fun. We do this to like raise awareness of how stupid we are, but also to help you guys.
Yeah, we do this to
quote Bill Burr, if you're listening to this in your cubicle in your office, that's why we do it, so you can refrain the urge to quit your job like in Office Space.
Yeah, right. Okay. If you died tomorrow, what kind of cheese would you want on your Subway sandwich? Pepper Jack. I'm a Pepper Jack guy.
What was the Question again. I didn't hear half.
If you died tomorrow, what kind of cheese would you want on your Subway sandwich?
Oh, I don't get cheese on my Subway sandwich.
Well, there you go.
I get meatball parm.
Well, that's Parmesan. So Parmesan.
Oh, Parmesan.
Okay.
I
That's a good cheese.
I forgot. My bad.
Swiss, cheddar. What's your favorite type of cheese?
Cheddar.
I'm gonna have to go with Stone on that. I really like cheddar. Mild or sharp?
Mild. Sharp is. It's a little too strong for me.
I like sharp. And we've talked about this. We literally just take the block of cheese and just eat pieces.
Oh yeah, my parents.
I've made fun of him for it, but I do the exact same thing, so I have no room to talk.
Well, my parents used to like, because I think one night I just ate the rest of it, and they're like, "Did you eat it?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I just ate it like a Snickers bar." And they're like, "Really?" So they went out and they bought two, one for them and then one for me. And they put it in a plastic bag, and every morning they would see just bite marks taken off of the thing till it was gone. Pretty funny.
Do you have a six-pack? No. If so, do you lose belly fat? How do you lose belly fat?
I just checked. I don't have a six-pack.
Okay, neither of us have six-packs. There you go.
Wait, let me...
Just checking again.
I'm pretty sure. You're farther ahead than me.
No, but I got...
Dude, you're way better than me.
Eh...
Okay, this is kind of gay. Let's keep going.
Okay.
No, I'm just kidding.
If so, how do you lose belly fat? Well, one is a balanced diet. You can't eat fucking McDonald's you can't have your mom bring you Taco Bell home from work every single night and then be like, "Oh, I want women to love me in my toned body." Not gonna work, chubby. Here's what you gotta do.
Do crunches.
Crunches are very good at strengthening your core and your abdominal muscles. Look on Google. I'm sure they will tell you many ways how you can stretch your abdominal muscles. However, if you're going to work out your core, you might want to tone the rest of your body as well. So, like, the rest of you isn't like a fat sausage link, but, like, your abs can grind meat. You know what I'm saying?
Here's a better thing to do. Get an empty Coke bottle and just beat the shit out of your stomach. And that will make your stomach stronger the more that you hit it. I'm just kidding. Don't listen to me.
Well, I mean, it's kind of the same philosophy with, like, strumming on guitar, right? So you strum on guitar, you hurt your fingers, but then you develop calluses that help you strum the guitar better.
Only difference is
that it's a Coke bottle against your abs. So,
empty Coke bottle.
Empty. If you do it with a full Coke bottle, like, what are you doing? Drink the Coke.
Right? Yeah, don't let that shit
Actually, don't, because then you won't get a six-pack. Last question. Have you ever played Ben 10 Alien Force on the Nintendo DS?
No.
No. I don't like Ben 10.
That
Ben
show
10's
is
fucking stupid.
Yeah.
That's the end of Korn and Kock question time for now.
Alright, send in questions.
Send us money. I'll open up a Patreon, and if we get more than $1 a month, I'll share it 50-50 with Steph. Bless you.
Thank you. Oh, before we go, because I think it's getting about to be that time. Maybe. I'm not sure.
I totally forgot to hit the lap button on the fucking timer, so now I have to find out where the question... Fuck. Actually, it's not going to be a big deal.
Fuck. Let's tell them really quick about us fucking with that escort.
Oh, and we forgot to talk about you and your alcohol thing. Because remember,
Oh, that's right.
Let's finish off the podcast with a twofer.
Alright, let's do the escort one, since that's shorter.
Okay, so you guys are no doubt aware of Whisper. And it's for a quick recap for people who are too dumb to remember or don't care. Whisper's an app where you can just write angsty teen shit and like a picture comes up of like some flowers wilting and then you can like post it to the public and people will respond, like it, DM you asking for weed, you know, stupid shit like that. And so Stone posted one and
oh, I did.
And it was just some shit that had literally nothing to do with sex, weed, or money. And someone responded and they went,
no, I said...
Can we, like, read it? Because I think it'd be better if you read it verbatim.
It had something to do with... Yeah. It was like, who wants to watch...
He'll pull it up in a sec. He's pulling it up. Korn and Kock pull up.
Who wants to watch
Korn and Kock pull up? That sounds like a diaper brand.
Korn and Kock pull out.
That's the Korn and Kock method. Korn and Kock has a set of 5 rules. Rule 1, never pull out.
Oh, okay, I got it. This is the whisper I wrote. I wrote, yo... Who actually wants to hook up and listen to Alex Jones yelling compilations while I show you 37 of the 50 states? That's, what I wrote. And this lady, this is, she responded, and I don't even know what she said. I could pull up the conversation, but there's no point. She was basically saying, like, I'm an escort, I'm ready to go, here are my prices, $100 an hour, $240 for 24 hours.
Yeah, it was like
$80 for a blowjob.
Yeah, like holy fuck, those prices are skewed. It's like who the fuck would pay $100 for an hour when they can pay $200 for 24 hours?
$240. So it's like in my head, I was like, I don't do escorts. I wouldn't want to.
I don't want herpes or syphilis.
But I thought I would kind of like to fuck with this person just to see how long I can keep it going. I just want to keep the conversation going. So I prolonged everything. So she's like, here are my prices. And I'm like, again, little graphic. I'm like, okay, does the $80 blowjob, does that include deep throating or is that another $15? And she's like, it's included. And I'm like, oh, okay. And then just little bullshit things like that. I would just ask about prices and everything. And she just kept saying yes to everything. And she wanted payment in a Steam gift card.
Oh yeah, she was like, payment in Amazon gift card or Steam gift cards only. And I told Stone, I'm like, ask her what her Steam account is. And he was like, what's your Steam account? She goes, I don't have one. And he's like, well, then why the fuck would I get you a Steam gift card? And she was like, I don't know. Are you a cop? He's like, no. Are you? She's like, no. So get the card. And he was like, all right, but I'm gonna need at least $33 of gas money. And she's like, okay.
My mom needs it to get to work tomorrow morning.
Needs it. Yeah, my mom needs it to get to work tomorrow morning. She's like, okay, tell me when you are near. Then I will come over and I suck you in my car. And you were like,
can you suck me outside of the car?
And she was like, yes, if you want. And then he was like, so I get the buck, then no, you get the buck, then I get the suck. And she's like, yes. Where are you? Are you ready? Are you ready? He's like, yeah, I will be there within 5 to 37 minutes from now. She was like, okay, tell me when you are close. He's like, yeah, I just have to take a dump real quick. That Taco Bell ain't sitting right with me. She was like, are you not coming? And he's like, nah, I'm coming. It's just, never seen the toilet bowl painted black, blacker than just now. And so then she was like, where do you want to meet up? And he's like, the Circle K on so-and-so road.
Yeah, I said the McDonald's on Tatum and Bell. And she's like, okay, let me know when you're there. And I'm like, all right, just let me head to the bathroom.
And she's like, you got card yet? And he's like, hey, I'm going to need you to bump that up to $35 of gas money.
That's probably my favorite part.
Yeah.
Can we up it to $35? Just being a complete dick. Oh, no. And then she asked me, so how much do you owe me? I'm like, I don't know. I'm not an accountant, but all I know is that you owe me $35 in gas money. So that takes something off. She's like, okay.
Oh,
so in theory, I could have done whatever for like $50 or whatever.
And then she was like, Stone was like, hey, if I throw you another $15, can we listen to the Power Rangers theme song while we do it? And she was like, yeah. And then he was like, after he said he was done taking a dump, she was like, do you want a bath too? And he's like, is that gonna cost extra?
How much is this gonna cost me?
Yeah, right.
I think she gave me a price too.
Yeah, seriously.
So you left out the one part. She's like, a Steam gift card, and I'm like, how about Boston's Market or Cracker Barrel?
Best I can do is either Boston Market or Cracker Barrel. And she's like, I said specifically.
No, whatever. She said, what are those? And I said, they're restaurants. That's where you know it's just.
Yeah, it's just fucky. Because, like, here's the thing. If people do things through gift cards, it's, like, way easier to just, like, scam you out of your money. So, like, never fucking do that. Point being, eventually it gets to a point where she's just like, are you coming or not? And he's like, yeah, I'm coming. He's like, you got the card? And he's like, wait, I gotta step into Walgreens real quick and get it. And she's like, oh, you don't have it. Goodbye. He's like, what if I told you I had the card the whole time? And she's like, then snap me it. And we thought she meant Snapchat. So he's like, what's your Snapchat? And she's like, you don't need my Snapchat to snap it to me. It's like, yes, I do need it in order to snap you. And she's like, okay, goodbye. And we were like, so I'm not getting the blowjob? She's like, fuck you, good night. And it's like, well, obviously, if you didn't want to leave, you would stop. You wouldn't keep responding.
Yeah.
And she goes, do you have the card or not? And he's like, let me get back to you on that.
It was just like an hour and a half, constant. I mean, she kept replying every 2 minutes. It was really quick responses, even quicker than 2 minutes.
That was really funny.
And I actually thought about saying, okay, I'm here, and then we park across the street and just like, oh fuck, there she is. But we fucked with an escort, and then on to It's not even really that big of a deal, but I had alcohol.
Stone drinks now. He said he didn't drink, but now he drinks. Woo! Not crazy, but he'll drink it if it's around.
I haven't been drunk yet. I don't think I've been buzzed. I had maybe... This isn't crazy or whatever, but I had... I went to a party that Caius threw, and I had maybe 3 big drinks. Not huge drinks, but like a huge gulp of like 2 or 3 different alcoholic drinks, and then I went and got rum and drank maybe like that much rum in like the cup thing.
So like a shot.
Yeah, like maybe a shot or 2. Yeah, probably like a shot. And I didn't really feel buzzed, but I didn't really feel any different, so I probably didn't go as much. But I went to like, yeah, I'll take that, take that, take that, take that, and then I stopped because I just started to feel sick, and then I just drank water for the rest of the night.
But here's the kicker. Tell them what you think most alcohol tastes like.
It tastes like soy sauce. I repeat, it tastes like soy sauce. You know, fucking sue me. That's what it tastes like. There's nothing I can do about it.
Well, I'm just trying to think about it like logically. Like, what about your taste buds would make you think that?
Dude, my taste buds are broken. You know, that's why I don't like a lot of food or drinks.
Do you think it's actually like a disorder, or is it just like a mental thing?
You know,
and I'm not even saying that to be insulting. I'm literally like, because there are eating disorders where it fucks with your taste buds, and you're like, ugh.
Well, you know? Get this. My mom told me when I was like, the first 2 years of my life, I ate everything. I ate like the gross baby food. I ate whatever food they gave me. And then one day, we went back to the house, and she came outside, and she noticed my eyes were really red and puffy and watery, and she took me to the doctor, and then magically right after that, I started rejecting food. They would give me food that I was eating before, and now I wasn't eating it. So maybe something happened to my eyes that somehow fucked up, that sent messages to my taste buds that say, hey, that food doesn't look good. You're not going to like it no matter what. And then my taste buds go, oh, fuck, no, that doesn't taste good.
That's weird.
Maybe, I don't know.
Maybe the Illuminati zapped you with one of their satellites and now you ate food.
That cost a lot of money back then, because this was like 97, 96, 97, maybe 98. So if they did, why the fuck would they waste all their money on a little baby named Stone Cockler? Of the Cockler household, you know, that doesn't make much sense.
He's the chosen one.
You're a good one.
You're a good one.
So, yeah. That's kind of the... But afterwards, I just didn't really eat much, and then eventually I tried alcohol. I mean, I've been having California rolls my whole life. So I have been having soy sauce, and everyone asks me, did you just have soy sauce? Did you have some yesterday? No. Before I had my first drink on my birthday... I hadn't had soy sauce or California rolls in months, maybe even like a year. I didn't smell it. I didn't have it. So, I don't know. But let me say this. About 96% of the alcoholic drinks I've had tasted like soy sauce. Rum tastes like rum. What is it? Margarita?
Yeah, margarita. Or tequila, I guess, because margaritas are made out of, like, tequila.
Okay, yeah, so one of those things. I had it at Chili's. And then...
God damn it, that reminds me that I went to Chili's with Dion once.
Oh, okay, I was gonna be like, did you go to Chili's without me?
I did once. You were probably at work, I'm sorry.
I would have quit. I would have called out, hey, I gotta go. Why? I gotta go to Chili's.
I'm there on the double, fam.
I'm there.
No, but I'm sorry. I'll invite you next time. But I wanted to get like a martini or like a whatever. Margarita, whatever. But like my ID wasn't sideways, so they're like, yeah, I could lose my job. Like she kept iterating like, yeah, I'm really sorry, I can't do that. Like I'm gonna lose my job. I'm like, okay, I get it. It's like, no, seriously, like I could seriously lose my job if I sell you this. And I'm like, okay, I'll just have a Coke. And she's like, no, but like actually, like I will really like lose my job. I'm like, bruh. Just give me the fucking Pepsi. I don't care. She was just like really rubbing salt in the wound. Like, I don't know if she was like, she thought maybe I had a fake IDing and I was like trying to scam the system.
But you were saying you're good, you're fine.
Yeah, I kept saying like, all right, no big deal. Like, cause a troublemaker would probably be like,
Fuck you. Fuck you, Brad Pitt. Give me that fucking martini.
No, but I wasn't like that. I'm just like, fuck it, I'll have a Coke. But I am getting my new ID in the mail, meaning soon, probably within this, maybe by the end of this week or by the beginning of next week, I will be able to finally purchase alcoholic drinks.
It's not that great.
Yeah, it's pretty great, dude. That night that Russell came over to my house and we got crunk on like half a bottle of
Which again, you guys did
rum.
invite me, and I drink now.
Well,
and I got that Snapchat that he sent of you, which was a really funny video.
Oh god, I was so gone. Well, I mean, the thing is, when I get drunk, I don't think I've ever been drunk to the point where like I can't kind of cognitively function. So I don't know if that, like, it's really hard to gauge how drunk you get, you know? Because it's like, am I actually drunk, or is this what other people would consider buzzed, you know? It's kind of hard. Either way, I remember Russell left and like the room wouldn't stop spinning and I nearly threw up like 3 times.
Jeez.
Like, no, it was I'd never been nauseous drinking before. That was the first time I was ever nauseous. Probably because I didn't drink enough water or ate anything. However, I didn't throw up, and the next morning I woke up with 0 hangover, so that was pretty good.
Well,
I was a bit dizzy though. I felt a little bit nauseous in the morning, but that was about it.
Well, I mean, you know, like I said, I drink now, and why I started was basically, you know, I just wanted to show that I can do it and just hold it down. But I also didn't want to not drink because I was afraid to. I wanted to not drink because I had a drink and I didn't like it. So, you know, there you go. Mm-hmm. And also, I could finally get people to shut the fuck up. I finally did it. I don't like it. So get on me about something else. And now it's drugs. Like, oh, okay, now you're going to get drunk. But now you're going to get high. And it's like, that's not going to fucking happen. It's just not. Okay? That was loud.
I don't want to do your cocaine, sir.
I don't know. It blows me away, like, what people... They'll be like, I'm going to get you drunk. It's like, can you get me a date? And they're like, no, I want to get you drunk. It's like,
Can you get me a 6-pack of Blue Gatorade? And it's like, nah, we're going to give you weed, brother. And it's like, oh, real quick before we end the podcast, I had a dream last night where, like, Evan, you know, Ben's brother,
Evan,
like, he had a huge bag of weed, like, stuffed away in one of the cabinets in his old house. And, like, he gave me a nug, and I, like, ate it. I ate it raw, and it tasted really good. It tasted like a salty potato chip. And I ate it, and I got really fucked up. And I was like, I gotta steal more of this. So then I went to sleep over at Ben's house, and like I went through all the drawers, and it wasn't there anymore. And then like everybody woke up and was walking around the house, and I couldn't like look for it because people would be suspicious. Like, hey, what are you looking for? And then finally I found it, like in Russell's car. We were, like, driving around, and, like, Evan hid it in Russell's car underneath the passenger seat, but it was a smaller bag.
Oh, my God.
And I was, like, fishing around for the fucking nug.
The nug.
And I never found it, and then I woke up, and I was sad. Because, like...
I'm sad.
Because, like, being high, like, it's fun when you're in your room alone, and you just have a night to yourself. Like, it's not fun to go out when you're high. It's not fun to do things when you're high. It's just fun to chill, play video games, eat food, and go to sleep. However, I can't do that anymore because of my fucking heart. So it's like,
Your heart?
Yeah, I told you, my heart. That one night that we were at Ben's house after we went to, Oh, were you there? That night that it was the night before the last time we hung out with Ben, where, like, me, Zane, Ben and his girlfriend came over. Anyway, and then, like, I had, like, the screaming farts. Like, I was the most bloated, gassy I've ever been in my life. And then I took a hit of, like, the wax pen thing that Evan had. And, like, my heart started, like, literally beating like this, like, out of my chest. And on top of being bloated and in pain, I was just like, I'm gonna fucking die. So I, like, ran to the bathroom and I was, like, hiding. And Zane was like, are you okay? It's like,
was I there for that?
You might have showed up later. Because, like, I remember after, like, the initial, like, heart beating thing calmed down, I like left, and then I was fine after that. But just like, I hate, 'cause last few times I've gotten high, that just happens every time. I get high, and then I start thinking about my heart rate. And then the more I think about my heart rate, the more my heart rate goes up. And then the more my heart rate goes up, the more I think I'm gonna die. And the more I think I'm gonna die, the more my heart rate goes up. And it's just a vicious cycle until I finally just like fucking calm down and can watch silly cat videos on YouTube.
Silly cat video.
Yeah, but that's all I have to say. Do you have any final notes?
You know what? Not really, but I feel like I wanted to say one thing or talk about something. I did want to kind of bring up this thing. I guess I'll do it really quick. But have you seen or heard this Michael Jackson documentary that came out? It talks about the kids that Michael Jackson like molested, or supposedly molested, and I think he did something.
Yeah.
And I was watching. You ever seen the Joe Rogan podcast?
I've seen bits and pieces.
I watched one. The clip where it had Alex Jones on there.
Yeah.
Have you seen that? I showed you that clip where he's like,
I'm a bit retarded.
I'm kind of retarded.
I'm kind of retarded.
Which I kind of want to use as a soundbite someday, but someday. Mm-hmm. So I've been watching the Bill Burr podcast. Well, I guess you listen to Bill Burr's, but you can watch Joe Rogan's because they film it. And I like Joe Rogan. He's funny, and he's also like really smart. And he had a couple guys on, and they're talking about this Michael Jackson documentary, and they're telling some things that they saw in the documentary, and it's like, what the fuck? I had no idea. That's like fucked up. Like, one thing, he had so much money. Okay, this is just funny. He had so much money back in the 80s, he didn't know what to do, so he went to Paul McCartney. He's like, what should I do? And Paul McCartney said, you should buy a music catalog. So he bought the Beatles music catalog and just started making money off of the Beatles music.
Oh.
Yeah, so he made... And then Paul McCartney was mad at him for that.
Oh.
So that's where he made a lot of his money. And then later on, at the end of his life, he... Because they were talking about fame. When you're famous, you can't go out to the supermarket. You can't go out to Chili's. You can't go through the Dutch Bros drive-thru backwards because you're popular and famous. So they actually... And there's footage of it. They actually built a grocery store on Michael Jackson's property and hired people to pretend to be shoppers, and he would go around, and they showed a clip of him in his little hat walking up to people, and they're like, what the fuck is wrong with this guy? This is
really?
Yeah, this is fucked up.
That's weird.
I'll send you the clip. And then they were talking about that's like the funny parts, but then they were talking about the fact that he was castrated, so he didn't have, and it was more graphic. They were like, so he didn't have any balls, so he didn't have any semen, so he wasn't, he had no hormones. But they were talking about how it's like, he didn't have hormones, so he wasn't horny enough to, like, molest a kid. But they were like, he did it, but he was just so fucked up or messed up in the head. That's why he did it. And it's kind of brought up the point, Michael Jackson did this, but do you still listen to his music? If Beat It comes on the radio or Thriller...
Oh, fucking course. That music is timeless.
Even though Michael Jackson's like a bad guy.
Dude, I don't give a fuck. His music's good.
See, like...
Hey, man, look, if there's like a mechanic that like is good at his job and like charges well for his job and like fixes my fucking car, but also he like beats his wife at home, I don't fucking care. He fixed my car. Look, dude, it's not good what he did, obviously. Don't fucking beat your wife. That's horrible. Respect women. Hashtag patriarchy fall down. But
patriarchy fall down.
But yeah, dude, that's none of my business. I mean, I get whatever. Just fix my fucking car. I'm not here to fix your marriage.
Fix my fucking car.
I'm not here to fix your marriage. I'm here for you to fix my car. Well, that's what I say.
The question is like, it's more like a philosophical thing. Is like, can you separate?
Is it morally right?
Well, my class was saying, can you separate the artist from the music?
Yes.
Well, I said it depends on the person, what they did, their influence on it. Because, look, I'll be honest. If I found out tomorrow that Geddy Lee basically did everything Bill Cosby did, I would be devastated. I'd be heartbroken. every time I'd listen to a Rush song, I'd think of that. It would have a huge effect on me. I couldn't listen to it without thinking. And so it would kind of be like, what if you woke up tomorrow, and I'm not going to say James Hetfield, Lars Ulrich, because we make so many jokes about it.
We love you. Come on the podcast.
If you woke up tomorrow and found out Serge Tankian basically, I don't know, did like Harvey Weinstein, did a bunch of that shit.
Oh, God.
So then, when you listen to Cigarro or BYOB and you hear, hey, everybody's going, you would think, you listen to that, but then you'd think of the accusations he did it. So would you still be able to listen to the music? You wouldn't be able to listen to the music the same as before, because then you would think about what he did and everything. But the question is, could you still listen to it and enjoy it at all?
Yeah, I probably could. I don't really get too connected to musicians, so I was like, fuck it.
Would there be any type of celebrity or musician that if you were to find out they did something, it would have a bigger effect than, Shavo?
If I found out Shigeru Miyamoto touched kids, I'd be pretty sad.
That's a video game creator.
Yeah,
right?
he's the guy who created Mario and Zelda.
Oh, fuck.
He's like the main. He's like, when you think of Nintendo, like he's the guy you think of. Either that or Reggie. Oh no! If Reggie Fils-Aimé came out and he was like, "Yeah, I drugged and raped several women," oh my God, I would cry. I would cry forever. That would break my heart.
All right, see, there is somebody out
there.
There is,
but it's not a music creator.
Yeah, I use music because music. Well, I guess because me and my dad were talking. There are athletes. There are only 2 or 3 athletes for me that would devastate me. Mm-hmm. And then celebrities, musicians are like celebrities, but if we're talking like actors or whatever. I mean, if I found out Steven Spielberg did it, that would be I'd be devastated. That's Jaws, that's Indiana Jones, it's Jurassic Park, even Schindler's List, and he did all that stuff. It's like, man, I don't think I could. I would still watch those movies and enjoy it. Hey, it's Jeff Goldblum saying that was one big pile of shit. But it's like Spielberg was there. He directed it. This is what he did. I don't know if I can do that. I don't know if I can handle that. So, again, if you haven't caught on, our theme is 180. We're covering a bunch of topics, and there's no transition. So, you either get on the Korn and Kock bandwagon or wait at the bus stop.
Get on Korn's cock or get on that rock.
Get on the... And, there's one thing I wanted to say. Okay, super quick story. I had a quiz. I was not ready. I was not prepared. It was so bad, I thought I was going to get a 0 on it. Mm-hmm. So I got up, and I was like, all right, I need a miracle. So I put on my Angels hat, and I've taken 4 or 5 major tests or quizzes, and I passed them all with a good grade except for one. Very good win percentage. So I'm like, okay. So I listen to the Bill Burr podcast. That's how I usually start my day. I listen to him say "lady" or whatever, and I get there and I'm in class and they're talking about Led Zeppelin's "Stairway to Heaven" court case. So they're talking about that. Then they bring up Michael Jackson, what I asked you, and they start talking about it. And I look at the clock and it's like 10:35, and I'm like, whatever. And I'm studying, and pretty soon we're talking. It's 11 o'clock. There's 45 minutes till the class is over. Can we keep this conversation going so we don't have to take the quiz?
Oh, fuck.
So I'm like, okay, don't say anything about that. Don't say anything. So I start throwing in, well, I have a feeling about this. What do you think about this? What do you think about that? I'm trying to prolong.
Yeah.
It. And it's like 11:05, 11:10.
Oh, my God.
11:25. And I'm like, come on, man. This is Miracle on Ice. This is Miracle on Manchester. Let's go. And then pretty soon, it's like 11:35. Teacher gets up and he's like, all right, you know what? Everybody passes the quiz. You guys have been participating. This is a really good discussion. Everybody gets 100 on the quiz. And I'm like,
oh, that's what I'm fucking talking about.
That's it.
That's pretty cool.
I know. And like 10 minutes left and we left. And in my head, I'm like, oh my God, I pull off an absolute miracle today. I was going to get a 0 on that thing.
That's pretty fucking cool.
No joke. I was literally going to get a 0%. Because it was a listening quiz. He would play a song. You had to say the artist, the song title, and what kind of genre it is. I know
What
blues.
class are you? What class?
This is music and world culture.
Oh, okay.
So it's like the blues and like Native American, like war dance and Iwi people and stuff like that. But it all, after a while, it's like this all kind of sounds the same. I can't remember all this.
Right.
So I'm studying and I'm like, there's no way I can't even spell these words. I have to do it by memory. There's no way. So that really was, and I walked out of class like, what the fuck actually just happened in there?
That's pretty fucking cool, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, so that was the beginning of my day today, and that was pretty much everything.
That happened today?
Yeah, it happened today.
Oh, fuck!
Oh, fuck! Yeah, and I took a final later that day for my oral communication class. Didn't really do too well on it, but it is what it is. I think I passed the class, hopefully. And, yeah, maybe something else will happen.
Maybe a miracle will happen to you after you listen to this podcast.
Yeah, I guess there's this little stupid Tinder story, but I'll tell that next week. Because we have current developments, and I don't want to give anything away.
Well, you heard it here first, folks. Come by next week, and we'll tell you about Tinder troubles.
To be continued. Kind of.
But until then, I'm Korn.
I'm Kock.
And this has been the 31st episode of Korn and... Wait, 32nd.
No, 31.
No, because... Yeah, you're right. It is 31. Sorry. 31st episode of Korn and Kock.
We're in Kansas City Royals hat. This is brought to you by We Hold On by Rush. And, yeah.
Woo, 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 woo.
I'm going to say, I'm quoting Bill Burr from his podcast. Go fuck yourself. And I mean that with love.
Go throw yourself in the river, you fat fuck.
You've heard his advice clips on podcasts where he's like, hey, Billy Red Tits. And then he like reads it.
He's like, all right, that was clever.
Yeah, and then he's like, go fuck yourself. Every single person ends it with go fuck yourself. So I like to get that tradition going.
So, all right. Thanks for watching. Go fuck yourself.
All right. Don't watch a Serbian film.
Or do. I don't care. Goodbye. Stinking asshole.